Hey, this is Augie, Augie's Locker Room. When you come to the store, you're going to see things that you've probably never seen before unless you've been to a museum. Great items that go back to the Rockney era to the present. Website, augieslockerroom.com. Visit us here or the website.
New head coach Marcus Freeman walked through the doors for his first post-practice press conference and was asked if he knew where to go. He said, yes, I've seen Coach Kelly do it from the other side of the glass before, and I think that might be the only thing he's used to so far. He admitted it's been a little bit strange here for 2 practices getting used to being the head man, but I think once they settle in, Marcus Freeman can help his team settle into bowl preparations this coming week.
He said it, and I've said it a million times. It's like anything, that you do something for the first time, and it's going to be a little bit different. But I think he's probably exaggerating a little bit. I think that he is fitting in fine. His relationship with the players, the whole thing about making contact with each player before practice starts, that has continued. He really hasn't delved into Oklahoma State a whole lot himself because he's been on the run. That's his assistant coaches that are preparing that. But, I asked him about Tommy Rees and the importance of having him on board, and he's spending a lot more time with Tommy Rees. He said it was something that Luke Fickell did, when he was at Ohio State, spent some time more on the offensive side of the ball. And it's a learning process, but I think we're all pretty confident that he's going to handle the learning process just fine.
And he made contact with a particular freshman today at practice in full pads, Blake Fisher. We were there for 40 minutes. I did see him take contact, although with another offensive lineman. Doesn't sound like he's going to be able to play. We talked to Jarrett Patterson about it as well, but Blake Fisher is clearly ahead of where you and I thought he would be when we showed up for practice today.
Yeah, I think he's probably made quite a bit of progress here in the last month. I really don't anticipate him playing, and I don't. I'm not sure that would be smart. You got things going on the offensive line, and there isn't a whole lot to be gained by inserting
Availability is different than playing too.
Now on the defensive side of the ball, I was very surprised to see Maris Leofau out there. Now he is not as far along as Fisher, as he won't play, and I didn't see him really do anything overly active other than just participating in some linebacker drills. But it was good to see him because he was a guy that Notre Dame was counting on an awful lot this year. It was a blow not to have him. Some other guys stepped up, but Maris Leofau and Blake Fisher getting a lot closer than they were.
Final defensive note, personnel note, Ramon Henderson, not at practice today, but they expect him to be ready for the game. Now, that might be our first bit of coach speak. We'll find out. But there are still 3 weeks left. Hamstring injury against Stanford. You would think the timeline might get him into that. I think the takeaway for me was Nick Lazinski is handling the special teams and he's handling all the linebacker work. He's really doing some yeoman's work for Marcus Freeman right now, and maybe that does point to something in the future, a future position.
Well, as it relates to Henderson and Xavier Watts, Marcus Freeman said all the things that we were thinking and watching him play. It was like when he sent him out there at safety for the first time against, what was it, Virginia?
Yeah.
Against Virginia on the road. It was like, man, the guy can make plays. When he sent Xavier Watts out on the field against Navy, it's like he doesn't really know where to go or what to do or how to line up, but he makes plays. So, real promising for those two moving forward. I think Nick Lazinski, you and I both agree, somehow, some way is probably going to end up on the full-time staff. Now, whether that's special teams, whether it's linebackers, there still has to be a decision made about defensive coordinator, which I may have some news on that we'll address on the message board. But Nick Lazinski is a key man of this organization and has been for a while. He has been coaching linebackers for a while, and it sounds like he's a guy that will end up as a full-time assistant.
It sounds like this coming Monday and Tuesday, while the players have finals and they finish them up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the most part. This is the beginning, especially of Marcus Freeman becoming immersed in the game plan. The other coaches have been involved in that. So they hit the practice field Wednesday. It sounds like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, then they're out of town. Then they leave, right, for the 18th through the 23rd. Then they will reconvene. I would assume they will reconvene for the Fiesta Bowl, but my point here is that you're under 10 practices, I think, for this, but it's the next 7 or 8 that are going to be Oklahoma State focused, which is kind of like extensive practice for a bye. Sure. I think that's what they do these days.
I don't think that's an uncommon amount. Marcus Freeman said that they will meet in Phoenix on the 26th. You and I
Yep.
will be getting there a couple days after that, but that gives them plenty of time. They've got a lot. That offense, Notre Dame's offensive line has a lot to learn and a lot to improve upon to handle that Oklahoma State defensive front.
To wrap it up, my last question was, do you expect your coaching staff to stay intact for the next 3 weeks? Because beyond that is ridiculous to even consider at this point. He said yes, he expects them there. I think you followed up with, how about the players? Do you expect all the players to still be there? That is also a yes, and you finished up asking Jarrett Patterson the question that never gets answered, other than by Harrison Smith, is will you be back next year?
Yeah, he's uncertain. I think there's a good chance that Jarrett Patterson comes back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of momentum for it. There's a lot of momentum with this program and Marcus Freeman. So, as of right now, still in the honeymoon period. It'll last for a little while longer. If you get a bowl win, you got about 8 months to savor what can be moving forward with Notre Dame football.
That's it for post-practice on Sunday. Join us for Irish Illustrated Insider Monday for our podcast tomorrow morning.